Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So I'm back, as you can see, and today we are just going to be transparent. Well, I'm going to be transparent about my process and what has been happening, or rather what has not been happening. And yeah, that's just basically it. I'm not even going to do a long introduction. We're just going to go ahead and dive right into the video. So it's been 1 year and a couple months since I've been, not a couple months, several months since I've been here in Canada, physically here in Canada. You guys know that I came as an international student, and for me, the end goal is to become a permanent resident in Canada, right? That's the end goal. However, that process has been nothing short of crazy, just like ridiculously crazy. And it's one of the reasons why I decided to just like stop and give myself a break, because I realized that I wasn't motivated. I was not in a very good mental space to be making videos, like even talking to people, like posting online. It's just all been very difficult for me, just because of everything that has been going on. So I'm going to try to like sort of give a rundown of what has been happening and like where I am right now. So initially the intention was to provide you guys with videos as to what is happening every step of the process, but only after I've gotten to like a particular point. So when I made my video about becoming an international student or getting my study permit, I would have already gotten my study permit. I passed those stages already, so it was easy for me to like just put out a video, because my documents would have already been approved and everything. However, or rather, it was kind of like the same thought process with regards to permanent residence. I was expecting that, once I become a permanent resident, I am going to, obviously give you guys the information about, the process and all of that. So unfortunately, that has not been the case. And I was like, I don't want to make a video like I'm not a permanent resident as yet. Like, what am I even making videos about anymore, And it's been difficult. I know, like, I can vlog and do just like show me living, but I haven't been living because I have been in this just state of like sadness and sort of like depression and stuff like that. So yeah, I didn't want to vlog. I didn't want to do anything. So I suppose the only thing for me to do was to come and like be honest about what is actually happening, where I am, just speak my truth, and this is that. So as you guys know, once you're finished with school, if you've gone to school for 2 years or more, you get a work permit that is valid for 2 years. In some cases, three. If you went to school for 1 year, you get a valid work permit for 1 year. In any case, you can still apply for permanent residence. So I completed school December of 2020, and I got a job in January of 2021. So my 1 year of work experience would have come to an end, or come to fruition at the beginning at January of 2022. So that would be my 1 year of work experience to apply for permanent residence. However, last year, that's 2021, the government of Canada came out with a new program called the Temporary Resident to Permanent Resident Pathway, that allowed persons that had a post-graduation work permit, those are like international students that graduated, as well as essential workers in certain job areas, to apply for permanent residence well before they would have been eligible to. So I was like, wow, yeah, I get to apply for permanent residence before my 1 year. So that was the last year, May. Let me tell you, I had already gotten everything that I needed, because I wasn't even going to wait until I had my 1 year work permit. I was going to apply for permanent residence through the federal skilled workers program, and that's a program that most persons that are outside of the country use to come to Canada that don't have a job offer or anything like that. But it's, you know, you have to show a lot more money and stuff like that. But I decided, okay, I'm going to go through that road so that I don't have to wait for my 1 year of working experience. So I had gone ahead, I'd gotten my what do you call it, my CELPIP. Those are the English language tests. I had gone ahead and got my police report, everything that was needed, everything that was required. I'd gotten those from last year, February. Yeah, 20, was it 2020? No, 2021, February 2021. I had gotten all of those documents because my intention was to not wait until I had my 1 year of work permit and apply through that stream. However, because of the pandemic, there was no express entry just for that particular stream at all for all of 2020, from December of 2020 and all of 2021. Even though there has been no JAWS. So I was like, okay, cool, you know, that's fine. Most persons have to wait at least 1 year anyway, so I'm just going to relax. Then, as I previously mentioned, the immigration minister came out with this temporary resident to permanent resident pathway that allowed me to apply before the 1 year. So went ahead, already had all of my documents, you know, and applied through that program in May 6th of last year. Right? They had a cap on it, only 20,000 persons for international graduates, and you know, they had the other categories for essential workers. Brother, first of all, there was just so many things that went wrong when we were trying to apply. Like, a lot of persons, because there was such a tight time frame in which you could apply, and everybody and their mother did try to apply at the same time. The website crashed. People trying to pay them fees, not being able to pay their fees. Like, people paying their fees twice by accident. It was just a hot mess. So anyway, I managed to get through, submitted my application. I didn't even get to pay my fees, right? At the time when I applied, it was giving me an error. And I decided to not submit. So I wrote a letter of explanation in the place where the fee is supposed to go, the fee receipt is supposed to go. And I submitted it and told them that I would submit the fees at a later date because that was not my fault. So the next day I was able to actually pay the fees. In any case, by the next day, that's the 7th of May, the entire program was capped. Let me tell you, capped. And this is just because of the program requirements, right? The English language test results were, the requirements of the test results were a lot lower than what is usually required for permanent residents. So a lot of persons that have been here for years trying to, you know, get enough points to apply on the express entry were really breaking their necks to be able to apply under this, right? So that's one of the reasons why, you know, it filled up so fast. So I got in and I was like, yeah, we'll have to wait until January, which is January of this year. We'll have to wait until January of this year to apply for a permanent residence. May I get through this year, blah, 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 yada, yada. Because the government said that they were going to process all the applications by December of 2021. So that's December of last year. March come, April. No, wait, what? No, May, so I applied in May. June come, July, nothing. Months later, nothing. So I was like, what is going on? Not even an acknowledgement of receipt, get. Then we found out that, you know, the Afghan crisis that was going on was one of the reasons why the process was slowing down so much. So Canada decided to take a lot of the refugees from Afghanistan, and they were a priority. So a lot of persons that would have been working on our applications had to be shifted to process the applications for persons that were coming in the country as refugees from Afghanistan. So that process slowed down tremendously, and then it was like, okay, it seems as if this is not the pathway that is going to get me to permanent residence. I was like, cool, no problem. This is a second pathway now, you know. Remember, send me already. I'm already in the express entry pool, waiting to get an invitation for a federal skill worker program. No jobs for that, right? I said, okay, cool. This new one came up. I am eligible. I applied. Afghan crisis and the big express entry job that they had earlier that year as well was also one of the reasons why processing was slowing down. So they invited so many persons with points as low as 75 in, I believe, February of 2021. And so there were just like so many persons to process, and they didn't have the capacity to process it. But anyway, I was like, it's okay. I still have express entry through the Canadian experience class, which is the way that I was going to apply anyway, that most persons use to come after they finish school. They get their working experience and then they apply via express entry through the Canadian experience class. Guys, I've spoken about this in multiple videos, right? So that's what I was doing, because that's what you're supposed to do. So I was like, no problem. I'm going to withdraw my application from this tier to peer, like, cause it's not going away. I'm going to be eligible for CEC in January. So that's what I'm going to do. This is December now. Not December. I want to say October. Yes, this is October. So me now, with mind of self, withdrew my application from the TR to PR pathway. That's the shortened version of that, of the name for that stream. So I withdrew my application, get back my refund, because it's not little bit of money for these application fees, guys. It's like it was $1,050 Canadian for the application fee, right? And we're not talking about money that persons have to pay to do their English language test. That's about $500. Then you have to pay to get your police report from whatever country you're from. It's just money everywhere you look. So I was like, okay, let me refund that, so that when I get my 1 year of working experience, at least I have that money to apply, and I don't have to come out of pocket again another $1,000 something, right? Rotted. Guys, I took my application out thinking that everything with regards to CEC is going as per usual. No, nothing wrong, because I haven't been like checking in the news like that to see whether or not JAWS were happening for CEC. It's just like, it's CEC. Of course JAWS are happening, you know? Like, why would JAWS not be happening? And then I withdrew, only to find out that there had not been an express entry draw for Canadian experience class since September, right? So that was 1 month before I pulled my application. So I was like, dang. And remember, JAWS are every 2 weeks. I was like, dang. No, man, them I go do a draw. I wasn't even too worried about that. But another thing that I wasn't thinking about was the expiration date of my work permit. So my work permit expires in February. So what usually happens is, once you apply for a permanent residence through express entry, you are eligible to extend your post-graduation work permit, because of the fact that you applied for permanent residence. Because remember now, you know, post-graduation work permit is a one-time work permit. Once the 1 year up, that's it. But once you apply for permanent residence, they'll extend it until they've given you a decision. So what I was planning to do, what everybody does is, you know, if they've reached the expiration date of their work permit, they apply for permanent residence, and they are able to continue working until they get their permanent residence in Canada. However, I pulled back my application from the TR to PR pathway. I was waiting on them to have a draw for the Canadian experience class. And then I was like, wait, but if my work permit expires in February, what do I have? What means do I have to apply for my work permit extension? And that's when I started for it because I was like, wait, what? Like everything kind of just started to creep up on me, and I was like, no, it not go so, it not go so, it can't go so. So if you apply for the TR to PR program initially, you are able to extend your work permit. Even though I rejected my application, I was like, you know what? I still have the documents that I asked for. Even though I requested the refund, I got apply. I repaid the fees, and I applied for the work permit extension in December. So I'm like, I don't know if they're going to accept it. That was kind of just like, just in case. I don't know if they're gonna look on the application and say, boy, well, you had withdrew your application and then you went ahead and repaid. We're not gonna really, yeah, that not gonna work. So I was like, okay, that's a just in case there is no CEC draw. But I was still thinking, yeah, of course, like, why would there not be a CEC draw? At this point, that's in December, at this point, there hadn't been a CEC draw for that September, October, November, December, 4 months, right? 4 months, there had not been a CEC draw for. That time that everybody afraid, like, the whole, I feel like, immigration, or not immigration, immigrant community, everybody's like, what's been happening? People sit on them 500 and odd points and wait for a CC job to apply for permanent residence. Nothing. I remember they're already not having federal skilled workers job. These are the only programs that are available for persons to apply for permanent residence, right? So it's like everybody's like, what's happening? What's happening? So I'm like, no, January for sure. January come, January gone. No CEC draw. So of course, you know, they did come out to say that the reason for all of this backlog or this delay is because they have a backlog of 1.8 million applications in the system due to the fact that they had to process process applications for the refugees coming in from Afghanistan, and also the big draw that they did in January or February of last year, and also of course the pandemic. Just excuses all around. So they did put out a statement to say there's not going to be any CEC draws, at least for the first half of this year. So it's like, even though my 1 year came and went, can't apply for CEC. Cannot apply for CEC because there are no CEC draws. It's just been crazy, guys. It's been ridiculous. It's not just me. Like, a lot of persons have been going through a lot with regards to their immigration journey, their immigration process. Persons have fallen out of status and had to leave the country because their work permit expired and they have not been able to apply for an extension because there are no draws. Remember that you have to be able to apply for a permanent residence, and then through that they will give you an extension until they give you a decision. If there are no draws, you can't apply if you get the extension. So persons have been falling out of status. Persons have been having to leave their jobs and get a visitor's visa just to be able to stay into the country, right? And it's just been wild because only just last year you had persons that were invited to apply for permanent residence who had low as 79 points, right? 79 points. And now you have persons that are so eligible that have as like over 500 points that can't even get an invitation to apply, right? So it's just been really difficult. It's been unfair. And to top it off, we have this Ukraine crisis. No, Canada wants to scrape up everybody from Ukraine, which is also causing another delay in the processing of permanent resident applications. So, right now, guys, like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, I don't know what to say. I don't have PR. I don't know when I'm going to have PR. And it's just been a very difficult journey, but I wanted to be very transparent with you guys because you guys have been here with me from day one, right? And you know, I'm going through this journey and I want to let you guys know what's been happening. It's a different time, right? It's a different time and it's an interesting time. And yeah, I just want to let you guys know what's been happening. So as of right now though, you know, I was able to get an extension on my work permit. I'm still waiting to see if there's going to be, or rather what they're going to be doing about the permanent residence application that I had submitted from last year, or if there's going to be another CEC draw, you know, and if I should apply for that, guys. I don't know. I don't know. But when I do find out, you guys are going to be the first to know, of course. So yeah, I just wanted to give you guys an update. And you know, I just decided that, you know, I'm going to speak my truth. This is my truth, and I want to share it with you guys. And basically it. I'm back, and I'm going to try my best not to take any more breaks. You know, it's very, very difficult. Let me tell you. It's so difficult. It's difficult here, man. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not going to lie. But, you know, it's a journey. Life is a journey. I've had the experience. I'm having the experience, and I'm lucky to be able to share it with you guys. And I hope that you at least can take something from this. And for you guys that are here, that are going through the same thing that I'm going through, go and hold the faith. You know, things are going to work out soon. And yeah, guys, I will see you in the next video. So bye.